welcome to the Outside Man podcast for another year. We're back.
Seems like it's been so long.
It has been pretty much forever.
Yep.
Well, was our last episode at the start of October?
I think so.
And what's that?
Yeah.
5 months?
Yeah.
It's been 5 months.
Oh, yeah.
Australia retained the Ashes
Australia
3
did
months.
retain the Ashes, Jim.
in like what 5 days was it?
Well, before Christmas it was.
Yeah.
I think it was day 2 of the Perth test, wasn't it?
Lost and done.
We knew they were going to win it.
I have missed arguing about footy.
Yeah.
Like it's been a bit sad.
Well, you know,
It's
the
not
good-
the same with a 5-year-old.
No.
They don't really.
Well, there hasn't
argue
really
about
been anything to argue about either. It's been,
Oh,
But you know what? The good news is we've got another 34 weeks or so of footy.
that's it. And we're happy you've joined us. Happy you've come along for the ride. So thank you for joining us. Give us a like, give us a subscribe. Hey, now's the time to share it with your friends, and maybe now's the time to share it with your enemies, depending on how you feel this goes. So get that done for us.
I think
and,
we lost 2
We'd
subscribers.
be,
We did.
no, we didn't lose them. They got lost themselves.
Yeah.
They'll be back.
They're on a journey.
They'll be back when they find out what they're missing.
Well, I've been having numerous people going, hey, where's the podcast?
Where is it? Numerous.
Like,
Yeah.
You've been saying that
Like,
too.
Jed said that to me, Callan said that to me, and
Yeah.
you. So 3 people
Three
have asked
people.
me, like, when's the podcast happening?
And I'd like to say, during the off season, I had a few comments from a few people kind of saying, hey, you guys kind of go a bit over the top with your fights and your discussions just for content's sake, don't you? And I want to just publicly say this. We don't amp any of this up. This is all real hatred. We don't
generally
do anything
disagree with each
for
other.
content. We genuinely disagree with each other. So
They're not people that know
Yeah.
us.
no.
Like we're actually not friends away from the podcast.
Hey Matt, I hear
Cal.
on the grapevine we've picked up a sponsor.
Yes, we have.
Ooh.
We've been sponsored with some gear. You might have a look here, and it's getting a little bit complicated now with the old setup here, but
We're
yep.
treading water.
Shout out to Babinda Meats, far north Queensland, local butcher shop in Babinda. If you don't know where that is, look it up on the maps. It's about there, Finnisvale's there, about there.
That far on the map.
And family run butcher shop, locally owned, 40 years running in the area, grass fed and finished beef. They've got their own cattle. They do it all. They do bulk meat lots.
Ooh.
So you can get your bulk meat anywhere in Queensland.
Anywhere in Queensland.
Anywhere in Queensland.
Ooh.
What about where GI's from? That's in Queensland.
GI,
Maxville.
P&G, that's in
Maxville,
Queensland.
yeah.
Melbourne,
Yep.
definitely in
Melbourne's
Queensland.
Queensland,
Yeah.
I would like to just attest to this. I am a North Queenslander, born and bred in Innisfail, and I can attest that it is the best meat. Honestly, the sausages, the steak, the Mrs. Tootie's pies in Rocky Road, go and try it. It is unreal meat, Matt.
So that was babindameats.com.au. Check them out on the web, on the socials, they're all over the place. And if you go in the store, ask for Mark, but just be prepared. If you mention the Roosters, you're going to be there for at least an hour chatting
All
about
politics.
And when you do your order, make sure you chuck a little sneaky note in there that you're an Outside Man affiliate. You won't get a discount, but it'll help us a lot.
Yeah.
You might.
It'll be good for us. So go and get your meat, which is great,
Where
and
from?
help us out.
Where
We've been to
from?
meats.
Babinda Meats,
Anywhere in Queensland.
anywhere,
Including Maxwell,
wherever that is.
where GI's from. Alright. Well, shall we move on to some, I guess, off-season antics? Should we
Ooh.
call this next segment off-season antics and cover a few of the things that happened during the off-season?
Yeah.
You guys ready for that?
Yeah,
It was
absolutely.
a relatively, quiet off-season, would you say?
Yeah, I don't think anyone went to Bali this time, and
You didn't hear anything from Bali.
the only fights that Nelson was having was on Sky.
Yeah. Poor old Jeremy Lattimore.
Absolutely obliterated the guy.
Shall we start with probably the biggest news and most recent news?
Yes, let's start there.
Payne, aka Haveen Haas.
Hakeem.
Sorry, Payne, if you're listening, which I know he does. He is departing the Broncos and on his way to the Rabbits next year, which from what I've heard and gathered, and correct me if I'm wrong, gents, is a 1-year contract with bonus, with options for multiple years, but he's likely to go to R360, the rugby union competition that's starting up. If you're a Rabbitohs fan, which we don't have any on this table, how would that make you feel?
Well, they just lost Khalil Matangi. So for that year, so I think like if they've got some guys coming up and they just want a 1-year reprieve, I think that's probably fantastic. I mean, who wouldn't want Payne at their club?
Yeah,
I mean, in terms of footy prowess, I don't know what that means, but it sounded good. Yeah.
It comes as a bit of a blow to the Broncos because they're all making out like they didn't know it was happening until after it got announced on the news. So
Yeah.
I don't know what
I
happened.
think it was through WhatsApp.
Yeah.
It happened in 2 weeks.
So it was pretty,
Payne's like, they won't give me 1 year, so they went straight to Wayne.
so he's obviously definitely made up his mind for R360 then, if that's the case.
I think he's leaving the door open.
And he's done the clauses that way that he can stay or he can go.
So we're a bit excited about the Bunnies forward pack this year then?
Next year.
Next year? No, is he next? Yeah, next year. So they'll have Fafita, Haas.
Well, it's the same as this year, really. Like,
Minus Cole.
Yeah, this year's 26.
Haas, like, obviously a better player than
Not
Keon
25.
at this point, but it's still just as elite. I think if they don't win the comp in the next 2 years, there's some issues.
Do you reckon it's upset the Broncos for this season?
Well, I will say, I did hear on Kevin Walters' podcast, he came out and said if all was well at the Broncos, they would have kept Payne Haas. He said if you've got Payne Haas in your roster, you keep Payne Haas. He said so. Look, it might be an ex-coach kind of.
I was going to say I'm not really going to be taken.
But I've not just heard Kevy say that. I've heard a few people kind of say, oh, you know, what's going on at the Bronx. But it does kind of make sense from Payne's perspective always, doesn't it?
And he wanted to go back to. He's from New South Wales. It's a bit like when Cooper Cronk was. Oh no, sorry, Cameron Smith was looking to come back to Brisbane.
Yeah.
It was always like, oh, he's from Brisbane. He never did it.
Yeah. How would you feel though if you were the Broncos though? Because like they're the club that essentially sacked him when he was like 20, and then they brought him back and have supported him through all his family battles and stuff like that. Does it feel like that Payne has backstabbed them a little bit?
No, because he asked them for what he wanted and they wouldn't give it to him. Then he went to South, and South was smart enough to say absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Do you understand what I'm saying though?
I understand what you're saying, but I think anyone sees anyone through a personal battle.
Yeah.
Like, he's not the footballer he is today because of the Broncos. He's just a freak talent.
Oh yeah, he is the hardest worker, but
I hear you, and I think it's the same, it's the age-old debate, isn't it? Like, should clubs support players better, and should players support clubs better? But when clubs are shopping people around before their contract ends, well, you can't blame players for shopping themselves.
And they've got a couple of good talents coming through. Ben Decora, Xavier Willison, and there's another you guys just come
the big dude.
Oblix Toa, I think his name is.
he looks sensational.
So it's not like they don't have the replacements there. They're not exactly Payne Haas's, but...
they didn't fight.
No.
They didn't fight for him.
No, not at all.
I thought they waived the 10 day.
Yeah, they waived the 10-day period. So I think the Broncos were just like, yep, oh, here's what it is.
yeah.
Moving on to other contract dramas and dilemmas, Zach Lomax is still currently
In the courts.
in the courts. So did anyone see the text that came out recently from the Melbourne CEO to Peter? Was it Peter Blandy? I think it was Andrew Abdo. And kind of said, hey, Andrew, Para aren't budging on this. Can you please put pressure on them? Is that illegal? Is that not working behind the scenes to try and get, like, does that not show you the favour that Melbourne has in the NRL for them to go to the head of the NRL and say, hey, we're not getting our own way, put pressure on Parramatta to get us our own way?
They haven't won a comp in 5 years.
Who?
Melbourne.
Yeah.
So it's not like they're like the darlings at the moment.
I don't know, that kind of bugged me a little bit.
Yeah. And I would also say that Parramatta have acted completely correctly in this situation. Like, they have not done anything wrong.
They don't have to let him back in the NRL.
Yeah.
Like, he left on his... No one forced him. He
Yeah.
left on his own accord.
He's the one who
He
said,
broke contract.
I'm out.
And he signed
Yeah.
it. I don't see... Unless he goes to the Sharks, I don't see why they should let him back in.
Yeah.
He said something along the lines of, I don't want to play NRL anymore, or something like that.
Yeah.
And now because R360 fell through, he's like, oh, I kind of think you made your bed, sleep in it.
Cool.
Max, like...
But
Matt, what
what's
do you
this whole
thought?
thing about how the NRL came out and said, oh, there's going to be a 10-year ban for anyone that even negotiates with R360, but
yeah.
now it's like, oh yeah, we'll have you back.
The bans would... Yeah.
I think because he'd already left and then announced that he was doing the 360, that was a loophole. That's how he got around it.
We never signed a contract with R360.
Oh yeah,
He just-
but
he just-
even if you negotiate with
They
them,
can't really prove that.
Well, Volandis said, if anything, it was anything signed after they came out and said about the ban. A lot of this chat was before.
And a lot of the ban was about the players' managers as well.
Yeah.
The managers were in ban. That's why the managers all stepped away.
oh yeah, yeah. I will say though, whatever happens with Zach Lomax and whatever club he ends up with, this will forever taunt his, he'll always get booed. I would
Yeah.
say.
Well, he left the St. George the same way.
Yeah, like,
Steve Smith still gets booed. And
yeah.
that happened 6-7 years ago. So probably, I don't think it'll bother him.
Oh yeah.
I was booing him because he was going off at old mate in the crowd.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
It's like, just hurry up and bat.
Well, look, I think we should keep stars in the NRL as best as we can. So I think if at all possible, get him back in the NRL.
Yeah, but I think Parramatta deserve to stipulate terms.
Absolutely.
They don't have to take $100,000.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, that's a weak offer. Like
Yeah.
seriously, like
I think they have to give him like for like player. I agree with that completely.
Shall we move on to rule changes for the new season?
Yes.
All right, I've got a couple here. For those at home, if you can hear a bit of background noise, it is currently raining out here in.
And we're not worried about flooding.
No, it's not raining that heavy. And then
We're not? Great.
It won't flood.
the All-Stars gaming was on in the background, which is why you might see Matt's eyes divert to the
Might
screen.
see all of us look at the fight that was on the TV.
It's 3/4 time, guys.
So, rule change number 1, trainers rule. Did you guys see this one? So,
Anti-Penrith rule. Let's call it what it is.
trainers, including the infamous blue shirt message carriers, will only enter the field in very limited prescribed situations, e.g. attending injured players, and won't be able to step on during general play to deliver tactical messages.
Yep.
I will believe it when I see it. They'll find a loophole to get on the field, won't they?
Yeah, they'll just lie down in the back.
This
Back row
is...
to the-
is this the Alfie Langer rule?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Alfie.
It's that trainer rule that ran in front of
Yeah.
JC when he was running up for the
Oh,
kick.
JC.
Yeah.
I think this is great for halfbacks. It's going to give them a little bit more control of the team. They're
Well, they're gonna
making
have to.
decisions. They're standing up a bit more.
They're going to have to.
Yeah, I think it's great.
Yeah.
Like, if you're a young halfback and you're Alfie Langer there, like, he's doing your job for you, basically.
Yeah.
I think it's good. I
I
don't
like it.
see. We all got Alfie Langer. He's always on the field, but then there was that Panthers trainer that was always on there. Then there was the Cowboys Penrith trainers that were watering the ball last year. Like, I think the less of them, the better it's going to be. So, number 2 was the interchange system. So, instead of a 4-man bench now, so instead of seeing 14, 15, 16, 17 on our bench, we're going to have 6 players on our bench. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Out of those 6 players, only 4 can be chosen to play.
Yeah.
I feel 2 ways about it. Number
too.
1, I love it because when you lose your halfback and you've got a 4 forward bench, this fixes that. It's kind of like you're going to have a bit of security on your bench.
Especially, can I just add, especially if it's foul play.
Yeah.
Like if it's like a head high, like Reece Walsh, right?
Yeah.
Reece Walsh from Swali, he gets knocked down, you don't have a fullback. Like,
Yep. The only negative I can see at the moment is the guys that are going to get 18th and 19th man for like 6 weeks in a row and never see any game time. They won't be able to play for the junior sides or the B grade teams, and they're going to be on this bench for 6 or 7 weeks at a time.
I was listening to Level Up podcast this week, Mason and Horo,
Yep.
and they debunked that.
Okay.
They said that even now, 19 and 20 warm up with the squad. So they don't play anyway already.
But generally 19 and 20, they're different players every week, right? The coach rotates on West. I got a feeling because these players might actually play, the coaches might be more stable with who they're picking.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And I think it depends whether the New South Wales Cup game is before or after the main game.
True.
Like if New South Wales Cup is the next day, they might go and play. I think if you're the backup halfback, maybe there is a chance you just sit there.
Sit there for the whole season at
But
19.
there's also the chance that you're winning by 30 and they get to go on and play 20 minutes where they normally wouldn't.
That's a good point. Matt, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think it'd be alright. The only problem would be if you had 4 forwards and you've already used them in your rotation and then you lose a halfback.
It'll be interesting to see how the coaches tackle
Because then
this.
there's not much point to it. I reckon I've always been for more interchanges. More interchanges. You either got to, because the game's so fast, guys are getting hurt because they're staying there way too long. Have it, like, you look at the NFL, right? There's like, what is it, like 70 guys on their team. Of course, they have offensive and defensive teams.
And they play 20 minutes.
They have 20 minutes in a 4-hour game. But, you know, like, I like the interchanges. I think it's, if you want a faster game, you got to have players that can keep up with the fast game. You know, like we have said, it's about attrition and who's got the better stamina to compete for the whole time.
But more interchange will take away from that.
Yes, but it also means there's potentially less injuries as well.
I hear your point, but I think you'll have 3 forwards, a hooker, a back, and a half playmaker. So I think they'll only carry 3 forwards anyway.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it goes, for sure.
I think we'll find, we'll know who the great coaches are, because they'll have a better interchange plan. I think you'll find, Bellamy, Cleary, Wayne Bennett will like really use this tactically to their advantage.
Ricky.
I think we might see the end of an 80-minute hooker, which I think is going to have huge Supercoach implications for those out there. Because I think if you're winning and you wouldn't normally change your hooker and you've got one on the bench, 60 minutes, you might pull your hooker off, say like a Harry Grant. Why kill him for next week when you can give him a 20-minute rest?
Yeah.
So I think that
like
might be, or it might be Jerome Hughes gets a break or whatever. I think it's really going to be a good tactical thing to see.
You're right. The best teams will use this to their best advantage. And if you're too slow on the uptake, you'll just get run down, and then we'll start whinging about the other teams exploiting it.
Well, I remember when a centre went down for the Dragons and Shane Flanagan put Eisenhuth out there, and he just got absolutely carved up. And I was like, oh, and I love Shane Flanagan's my favourite coach because he won the premiership. But I was like, that is the worst move ever. And I think like when you look at that, you're like, oh, okay, like there could be some good,
Do you remember the game? It was Broncos and Storm at Suncorp, and this is when Xavier Coates was still playing for the Bronx. He got injured, and Nicarima had to go and play on the wing, and they put
for the Broncos, they just bombed him.
And the Storm, they scored like 60 points, and there was about 6 tries out to that wing. So
and
hopefully this fixes
it was
that.
Instant.
It was. Well, interestingly too, like, and another great example was when Damien Cook had to play centre for New South Wales when Turbo did his shoulder. This should fix that possibly happening too. They'll carry the extra man. So.
I've just got 2 quick thoughts.
Yep.
I think it will get rid, as leading on to that, it will get rid of your utility player though, that can play hooker, half, maybe in the centres. It's going to get rid of that completely.
Yeah, maybe. But like I said, like if you've already used 4 guys and one of them's a utility, then they'll still be valuable.
Yeah.
Because of that, they can play multiple roles.
Yeah.
It just means that you might have a dedicated fullback and a dedicated half on the bench.
Yeah. And
you still have your utility and your 3 forwards.
And the other thing is that I think that coaches are going to loophole the HIA and say that he's got a HIA and has to go off, giving them an extra interchange.
Actually, you might.
Do you know what I mean?
There will be something that probably gets exploited with that.
Yeah.
You're probably onto something there. If the game's not going as the coach Bellamy wants it, he'll get someone to take a HIA and go, I want to get this number 19 who's sitting on my bench out there. I think there's definite room for stuff to happen like that.
Yeah.
So we need to sort of see how it goes.
Yeah. And it might be good for, as you're talking some fringies, like say you're a big fringe unit, like with maybe Willison, like 2 years ago, he's sitting on the bench, he's 19th man, not thinking he's ever getting a run, but then they're like, oh, we just need someone for 10 minutes to shake this up. Chuck him out there. Some guys might get an extra run that normally wouldn't.
Yeah, that's true.
What was the second thing?
Yeah, no, I said my 2 things.
Oh.
Utility and then...
Oh, yeah, great.
Moving on to the third rule change was the no 7 tackle set after an in-goal knock on. It's something
Fantastic.
Guys,
we made this up.
It's because of us.
100%.
They're listening to us.
We were saying it all year.
We said it all year.
I find the speed of them listening to us not appropriate. So they finally got through. Yeah.
I think it's great. We don't need to talk about it. Basically, if you accidentally knock it on going for a try, it's not a 7 tackle set. What it's promoting is more try scoring opportunities. There's less risk at giving away a 7 tackle set. Love it.
And it's great for these boys going up for bombs. I love it. I love the contest.
Lastly, the tackle count restart change. So last year, if the other team infringed you inside your own 40, it was a penalty you could kick for touch. This year, that's only at the 20-metre line. If you get infringed, it means more 6 agains. Not a fan about that. I don't know. What do you got? I don't want to get started on a team.
I hate the 6 again.
Me too.
I hate it, so I don't like it. Because I like the defence. Yeah, they made a mistake. They copped a penalty, but they get to set their line. The 6 again is just it just keeps rolling,
more tiredness,
and it's so hard to get momentum back. And we've found that whoever's got the momentum in the 6 again, it was a grand final. Whoever got 6 again got a try. Went back the other way. What do you guys reckon?
Yep, I agree.
One thing that I will say is that one thing that annoys me about rugby league, it's like every single year we seem to be changing rules. And Jason, you would know, like even though I don't really watch soccer, they don't change the rules. They keep it the same. So
it's a bit harder to change the rules because there isn't that many.
Yes, but do you understand where I'm coming from?
I hear you, but I think you got to try and make it the best product you can. So I understand your situation because it makes it difficult to try and do it. But I think some of these rules we call for.
Yeah.
So I hear you, but also the 6-man bench I think is a better rule. I'd prefer that to be there than not. The knock-on rule. I'd even like the kicking it dead rule from 10 metres out. I'd prefer that, not to be 7 tackles.
Yeah.
So I hear you, but I like these rules. I think they're not reactionary. It's not like the head-high crackdown. That wasn't a crackdown. I think these ones they thought about. It's preemptive.
Don't start
it's not
me.
a crackdown.
Don't start me.
And yeah, does that make sense?
Yeah.
But I think if there's too many,
Yeah.
All right. Moving on to, we'll quickly touch on the pre-season challenge. So look, it's a bit irrelevant, the pre-season challenge, because you've got full-strength teams. So the 4 teams going to Vegas fielded full-strength teams this weekend against some teams that were just C grade. So like the Cowboys put 66 points on a C grade Panthers team, but it's kind of irrelevant, but seeing footy back, I'm a big fan of the pre-season. I love seeing footy back on the screen. It's like a warm-up, it's like an entree to the season. An entree, so...
I would like to see maybe the Vegas teams play each other.
Well,
like the opposite
It did happen.
in the second try.
so do you know why it didn't happen this week? So Dragons are one of the teams going to Vegas.
the Charity
The
Shield.
Charity Shield was on, so they had to play the Bunnies. Otherwise, it would have been Cows versus Dragons, and Dogs played Newcastle. So it would have worked out like that if not for the Charity Shield. So
The only thing that stood out to me is that Newcastle are rubbish.
well, shall we? There's no controversy corner, is there, this week?
That's not controversy.
No,
It's
I
in
was
the
just going to
game.
say, shall we move on to next week? We're going to do our full ladder predictions, which we said we would do last year because we want more accountability on ourselves.
Yeah.
All right, but maybe we can talk about who we think are going to do, who is going to do well this season, who's going to be, towards the top, and who's going to be cellar dwellers this year. Shall we put a break in here, Matt?
Yeah, we can do, absolutely. We can do whatever you want.
Alright, so we're going to move on to our 2026, not full ladder predictions.
Maybe
you
top
guys...
4, you reckon?
you
Top
want-
4 and spoon.
Well, I think so,
Oh.
but I think you guys need to send me a copy of this so that come the end of the season we can go, no, you had this team here.
Alright. Well, what we'll do is we'll do I'll do a graphic for next week.
Yep.
And we'll put it on file and see how we track.
Let's talk top 4 first, and then maybe we'll talk wooden spoon,
Yep.
and maybe highlight some teams that are bold predictions, I guess. So maybe we go top 4 cellar dwellers and bold predictions for this year. Where do we want to start?
Jed.
All right. Do you want my top 4?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah.
All right. So I've got the Broncos going back to back. And
Sorry,
then-
minor premiership or overall premiership? Or just
Both.
finishing?
Minor premiers.
Yeah, minor premiers. And then I've got the Panthers coming back, and
Yeah.
they're coming second. And then I've got the Roosters, and then I think I've got the Eels. That's my little surprise team. So yeah, they're my.
Are we allowed to ask why? Is that appropriate at this
I
point?
think so.
Give us a reason. Give me a reason to get on the eels.
I just really like what Jason Riles is doing there, and after the Zach Lomax drama and the leadership that he carried there, I think that's going to show an impact on the field as well.
Great.
Because
It's going to go
because if your head office is doing well, if everything off the field is going well, that translates to on the field. So that is my reasoning.
So with that reasoning, who have you got as the spoon?
Well, let's just say, sorry, Carl, but you're Cowboys.
Wow.
And Peyton score.
Oh,
You did say that last year. By round 10 he'd be gone.
Laybot's gone.
Laybot.
all right.
Laybot's
Yeah.
gone.
Top on his head.
Oh,
no.
well, this will probably change between now and next week. Because I'm still... look, to be fair, I've been so invested in cricket over the last 3 months. The kids play cricket 2 games a week. Been to a heap of BBLs. Went to the test at the Gabba. So I've just been in cricket mode. So I'm just starting to get my head back around into footy. But I'm thinking... I've still got Broncos as my minor premiers. Because just carrying that form through from last year, I think that the saga with Payne Haas in the off season is not going to be a big thing. They picked up Cam Smith in a coaching or like a trainer role, sort of coaching role.
Yeah.
So I think that would be really good for them. Reynolds has announced he's retiring as well, so I think there'll be a bit of emotion there. They're going to want to perform to send Haas out on a high, Reynolds out on a high. So I think they'll be pushing for minor premiers. We're going to have Storm in 2.
just because they're always consistent. You know, whether or not they'll actually get there, who knows. Penrith, and then I've got them in third, and then the Dogs in fourth.
Ooh, okay.
I think the Dogs will be good this again. They'll just keep building on last year.
Okay.
I've got Knights as a spoon. Sorry, Tyson, but I think the Knights, they're going to struggle this year. And one of the notable things is up the mighty Titans. I think they're going to surprise a few people. They won't make the 8, but I think they'll be in the 9, 10 or 11, somewhere around there.
Yeah, cool.
But yeah, who knows?
Absolutely. All right, 1 to 3, I've got nothing in my little list because I'm still trying to work it out. But I'm gonna go 1 Panthers, and my reason is because they've got the most settled spine out of all the big dogs. I think their 7, 6, 1 and 9 will be the same, and I think that'll help them across the year. I got Broncos in second, and I don't have them in first because I think they can beat anybody, but I don't think they'll beat everybody.
Yeah,
so I don't think they'll get the minor premiership, but I think second is pretty fair for them. And third, I've got the Storm. I think the Storm will still be thereabouts, and there's a few guys leaving there as well, so a bit like the Broncos. I think they're going to try and get a bit out of it. Craig Bellamy's a genius, we all know that. I got the Sharkies coming in fourth. I think for the same reasoning, they got exactly the same squad.
Yeah,
we've got a heap of depth there, and I hope we're going well. And if you don't have the Knights for last place, you don't know football.
Oh, bad luck, Jed.
I've actually got Newcastle improving.
Newcastle couldn't even get a point against nobody.
They were horrible.
Oh, with the $1 million man.
Yeah, it's going to be a good year.
All right, well, I've gone the Roosters taking the minor premiership. I got a feeling, and here's why. I heard a statistic, and let me bring it up because the Roosters have only won 3 finals games since 2019. They are, do you know what they have written on the inside of their neck of their jerseys? We play for premierships. That's what they have written. They're that cocky and confident. They have written on the inside of their jerseys, we play for premierships. They've won 3 finals games. One of them was against the Titans when all the Titans centre had to do was pass the ball outside and win the game for the Titans.
Yeah, thanks.
So it should have been 2. They are the most underperforming team in terms of, bigness of club and sombrero and all that kind of stuff. This has to be their year. If they don't perform this year, I think Robbo's got to go. So I think with the amount of pressure, I think Daly Cherry Evans might do a bit of what Ben Hunt did to the Broncos last year. I know you disagree with that, Jace. But I feel like the Roosters, if it's this year, I'll just probably kick myself at the end of the season if they finish first and go, damn it, why didn't I go with what I was thinking? So, second, I've got the Bronx. I think you're right. Jace kind of leaning towards, I don't think we've got a dynasty here like Penrith. I think they've got so much skill on the park that they'll just come out and blow some teams off the park. But I think they will lose some games that they probably should win, like they did last year as well. I think there'll be a bit of a premiership hangover on them. But, finishing second. I've got the Storm third. If there was one year that I wanted to write the Storm off, it was probably this year. But every time I've tried to write the Storm off, they finish in a grand finals or in a prelim final. So I've got the Storm third. I've got Souths fourth.
Yep.
I believe if they stay injury free, this is their year to really. They've made some good off-season signings. I just think Wayne Bennett will have this team well oiled this year. And my cellar dwellers, I have the Knights, dead last, closely followed by the Dragons. I've got a bit of a bold prediction, 2 bold predictions. I've got the Titans and the Finns in the top 8.
Ooh.
Now, my bottom 4 of the top 8, I haven't settled on yet, because I've got the Sharks in 9th, and I'm not comfortable with that. I think they're going to be a top 8 team. I just can't figure out how to fit them in. The Titans, when they played their trial the other day, yes, it was just a trial, but man, I saw a different attitude, a different energy on the field for the Titans. And the Dolphins, they were the number 1 attacking team in the comp last year. Scored more points, way more points than whoever came second. I think if they can stay in, with all the injuries that they had, if they can stay injury free, I wrote the Finns off last year, if you remember. I reckon they can crack the top 8 for the first time.
Well, Gilbert's back.
Gilbert's back. Oh, how many injuries did they have last year?
Heaps.
Bucket loads.
Well, they were saying that he's never going to come back.
Oh, Flegler.
Flegler, sorry.
But Gilbert was injured too.
Yeah. So Gilbert, Flegler.
So that's my bold prediction.
Played the other night.
I've got the Cows just outside the 8. I don't think we're going to have as bad a year as what everyone's saying we are, but I don't think we're going to crack the top 8. So, any bold predictions from you guys?
No.
Well, my bold prediction is the opposite to yours, because I've heard a lot of talk about the Dolphins on podcasts about, and it's all true, like their forward depth is like insane. The fact that Kafusi might finish out on the spot is crazy. And their back line, Herbie, Cobbo, and the other guys.
Avarillo's not even going to get a start in the team because you've got Bostock coming back. Izako, Trey Fuller, Hammer. Where are they going to fit all these guys in?
Yeah, so it's star-studded, but I just don't think they've got the consistency, and I don't know why. But everyone's got them finishing high from what I've heard. I like the Titans take. It'll all depend on their defence. Their attack is insane.
But their defence looked different. Their defence looked in tune the other night.
De Groot was amazing. I don't know how you find a spot for him, but I think you have to. Bold prediction, sorry.
Well, they kind of was, but... You got the Rabbits in the top 6 as well?
I honestly think the Rabbits could very well win everything. There's just a lot of players in that side that are hot and cold. You got Latrell, and they're all on the left edge, right? So you got Walker, you got Latrell, you got Tafita. They could be the greatest players in the game, or you could not see them at all. If you kick on the other side, they might never touch the ball. They're not running across to get involved. But then again, look at that. But then you got Whiten and Campbell Graham, who are not. That Rabbit side. If the Roosters cheat with the cap, I don't know what's going on with the Rabbits. Matt, you got a bold?
Jed, any bold predictions? No.
Well, just that the Titans will be better than last year. That's pretty bold for me.
So, yeah.
Alright.
Yeah. Look. So here's a bit of a controversy, I guess. Like you said about the Storm not being able to ride them off. When you were saying that, I was actually thinking about their season last year, and they weren't the traditional Storm team. They dropped games. They looked clunky in spots. They did have some injuries. You know, you like Pappenhausen's gone now. Nelson's gone. Not that he played much anyway.
I think that's good, because I think they were all like, is he going to be in? Is he going to be out?
Yeah.
I think the Pappenhausen thing was a distraction.
And apparently it's Bellamy's last year again.
No, he re-signed. He just re-signed.
So he signed for 2, right? Is that right?
Another 2 on top of this one.
Okay, so he's there for another 3. So yeah, it might be a bit settled. But yeah, look, if you're going off last year's, I think they not a definite in that top 4. I don't think, even though I had him at 2. Yeah, I don't know. We'll wait and see. It's a long season, as everyone says.
So I'm interested. The Raiders. No one's got the Raiders in the top 4, the minor premiers.
I haven't even got them in the top 8.
Possibly the greatest forward pack in the game.
Yeah, but
you can argue that, but
they've lost their
Fogarty.
They've lost their rudder. Fogarty.
Is the rudder the reason they didn't go very far in the finals, though?
No.
You don't reckon it's Fogarty?
Fogarty was the reason they didn't ice the finals games. Yeah, I would agree with that. I don't know this Ethan Sanders guy.
Yeah.
Ricky has a history of having a really good year and then the next year disappearing.
Building.
Yeah.
Rebuilding.
I know he's brought a couple of pommies out.
5-year plan.
Like,
He loves a pommy.
he loves a pommy. So,
I don't know. I just wasn't that settled on him or convinced. So.
Oh well, we'll have a think about it this week.
Yeah, we'll go more
Yeah.
next week.
Getting our heads around footy again.
Ooh.
I think that's it, eh?
Yeah.
We covered everything that we
Good to be
wanted
back.
to.
yeah.
The All-Stars games just ended in a draw.
Yep.
Got Sharks and Eels up next.
Cool.
So I think that's it for us. Did you have anything else you want to add for this episode, Jed?
Nope.
You're pretty good. All right, well, let's get out of here. Thanks for joining us on the inaugural. Is that the right word? Penultimate.
No, that's what's the first of the year, not the inaugural. So it's like the.
I know. Welcome. Thanks for joining us for the first podcast of 2026.
2026.
That's a bit boring. But anyway, thanks guys, and you have a good life.
Catch you next week. See ya.